Welcome to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm John. We're a couple of overweight barbecue enthusiasts trying to share our love for sweet and smoky food with the world.
Thanks for hanging out with us as we talk about life, share recipes, successes, and failures that have all led to our love of cooking outdoors.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm John, here with Mr. Bohm.
Ugh. Mr. Bohm's my father. How dare you?
So it's weird, because when I was a kid, everyone was Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so.
Right.
I mean, when I was little, I grew up in the South, but even in the Midwest, when I was in high school, everybody was Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, well, that's how it was here, too, growing up.
But I feel like even now at school, kids are calling their teachers by their first name. Are you Mike at school, or are you Mr.
No,
Bohm?
I'm just Bohm, straight Bohm.
Bohm.
No mister. So, I'm all right with it. My mother-in-law found out. She's like, that's so disrespectful. You should make him call you mister. And I was like, I'm not that guy. Like, that's fine. I do think it'd be weird if they called me by my first name. There's some teachers that are fine with it. And I'm like, I don't know. That seems... I don't know. We got to keep some line.
It's a little sus.
Yeah, sus. Look at you using the modern day vernacular.
Somebody at work taught it to me.
Nice.
Trying to stay hip and
Proud of you. Hip and alive.
hip and alive, dude. Stupid cough.
That's all. Dude, I was telling you, the pollen count apparently is out of control. My allergies, and I don't usually get bad allergies unless it's crazy bad. But they've been bugging me the last couple days, so got that going for us. We kind of inadvertently just talked about the weather, so we need to change the subject real quick.
Let's just put it this way, that in both the organizations that I lead at work, we spent at least a half hour today talking about remote employees and who was in the southeast with the hurricane. And it's relevant.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot going on that way.
Yeah, it's weird how it used to be like, oh, Florida's getting a lot of rain.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I've got 45 people that may be without power. I should make sure that they're okay.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, Mike.
Yo.
I understand you had an experience on Sunday.
I did have an experience on Sunday.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, not really. I think so, but I'm afraid to say no. It's one of those things like, you know when a cop pulls you over and you just look straight ahead and answer yes or no questions until you figure out what you're being accused of so you don't plead guilty to a crime they don't know about?
Do you know why I pulled you over? Well, I'd love for you to explain that to me, officer.
No, but please tell me.
You were cooking ribs.
I was. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I posted a question about this, and I don't really know how questions work, but I'm pretty sure more than one person is supposed to answer it. But yeah, we were cooking. Damon loves to cook ribs with me. He's pretty into it, which is fun. But yeah, so we put them on before church, and we were just at church for a while. And what?
I hadn't looked at the responses yet.
The one?
There's one response from your wife that says,
bruh. That's all my little 3-year-old. She says that every time she's annoyed. She just goes, bruh. It's super annoying.
And she might be the cutest 3-year-old I know.
She is totes adorbs, man. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, we were cooking ribs, and we ended up not getting home as soon as we thought. By the time we got home, the ribs had been cooking for about 3 hours, which is normally where I would wrap, but they're baby backs, and I checked the temp, and we were sitting right around like 190. And I was like, I'm not going to wrap them for a few minutes while they come up. So I just kind of mopped them, and unpopular opinion, I'm starting to wonder if the wrapping matters as much. Now, full disclosure, I was not there to baste or mop or spritz or whatever. And so the outside did get a little bit dry. But as far as like the juiciness and the inside and really the overall tenderness, I was pretty impressed. And I've seen, like, I've just always wrapped them because that's how I was taught and that's how I've always done it. And you always see these old codgers on the forums that's like, we don't ever wrap our ribs. Like, nah. And I'm always like, oh my gosh, whatever, dude. But now I'm kind of like, I wonder if it makes as big a difference as I always thought it did.
And this was on your pellet grill?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's my experience. I put it out to the world to try to get some feedback, and all I got was a bruh from my wife. So
Yeah.
I'm done trying to do surveys and such.
I know. There were 80 people that saw that.
I saw that.
And Whitney was the only one that even had the courage to say bruh.
Well, and the reason was because I said, I don't know how to tell. I'm new to everything. I mean, it's not a surprise. But I didn't know how to tell if people were answering my questions. She's like, oh, well, I'll just reply back to you. And she did it and just snickered at me. But I was able to see it, but that's the only one. So yeah. I am genuinely curious if you're listening. Let us know, have you wrapped, have you not wrapped your ribs, and did you notice a huge difference? Because I am starting to, I mean, competition's different, but I'm starting to wonder if I've been lied to my whole life and I don't necessarily need to wrap.
I don't think you've been lied to your whole life. I think you had some good things going for you on Sunday, weather-wise.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it was humid on Sunday.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That helped. Because I've done it before. And I do think mopping is a big part of it. Mm-hmm. Because I've done it a couple of times. Sometimes they're fine. Other times they end up really dry.
Really? So maybe it was just a fluke. Not necessarily a fluke, but good things all coming together.
Yeah.
And they were thick slabs of ribs, too. I didn't cut them down, and they had plenty of fat on them. So.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a bad way to do ribs, but I'd be selective about when I did it that way.
Yeah, maybe not every time. That's fair. But it was an interesting, in my whole life, the 10 years I've been cooking ribs, I've just been like, oh, why would you not wrap? You always need to wrap. And now I'm like, I wonder if you could get away with not doing it and just mopping it. And so I'm thinking maybe next time I try it, I won't leave it alone for that long. It'll definitely be a constant mopping or spritzing or something, but because the outside did get a little bit dry, but it was pretty good. So
yeah, no, I think you can definitely do it that way. It just takes some time and attention and consistency's sake. Wrapping, like, you know what you're going to get every time you wrap.
You don't got to worry about all those different factors. That's a good point.
But
what about you? You had a bit of an experience yourself. I need to hear the full story.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to tell the full story.
Oh, come on.
Because it...
Bruh.
So my mom had surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going to take dinner over to them on Sunday. And had some picanha. Only had one picanha. Decided that wasn't enough, so I went and bought more picanha.
Nice. How'd you cook that? I saw you didn't... You sliced it and cook it like regular steak.
Yeah,
right?
So I cooked it the same way I would have cooked it had I skewered it.
Okay.
I just left them as steaks and cooked them on their side out on my gas grill.
Nice.
Because I was feeling particularly lazy. My Traeger is dirty and needs to be cleaned. And that's when you do hot and fast, and the only time I've ever had a fire in my Traeger was when it was dirty and I tried to go hot and fast, and
yeah,
I wasn't willing to roll the dice on that one again. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it kind of turned into a disaster of a cook because so we were going to do picanha, we had carrots, and then we had bought like the little baby potatoes. Mm-hmm. And we were going to smash them and put some cheese on top of them and put them back in the oven.
Okay.
And the meat was just about done, and we were pulling the potatoes out of the oven. They had already been smashed once, and we were going to put cheese on them and then put them back in to melt.
Mm-hmm.
And the corner of the pan caught the top of the oven
Oh,
we were pulling them out, and dumped the pan of potatoes on the floor. Words were said.
Yeah. As they should have been. Be weird if they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
John, if you don't like potatoes,
dude,
you can just say.
I love potatoes. Like, these are my favorite potatoes. Those little potatoes are... Like, I know everybody loves a big old baked potato. Mm-hmm. I love the little ones.
I like
love
those.
red potatoes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
So when they spilt, words were said, and I was not the one saying the words.
Oh, Haley.
Hey.
You dog.
You draw conclusions you want to draw. But it was enough that Beans, my 18-month-old lab, did not come running over to eat any potatoes.
Because he was afraid?
He was scared for his life. And I'll be honest,
awesome.
I took a picture because it only seemed appropriate to put on the gram after I dumped potatoes.
Right.
And I thought I was going to die when I took the picture.
She was not amused, huh?
The party involved, no names please.
Sure.
Was not appreciative of me taking a picture.
That's fair.
But later saw it in the reel and appreciated it.
I was going to say, I think America appreciated it.
Yeah.
So thanks for putting your life on the line for that.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, you now have to go watch 2 episodes. Our Traeger Day episode, which, look, we learned a lot that day.
We learned a lot that day about a lot of things.
Yeah, mostly about recording and moving, and like, it was painful, guys.
It's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough. But somewhere in there, I dump a pan of potatoes all over the patio. Mm-hmm. And then last week on Instagram, or I guess it was this week.
Yeah, it was this week.
Was that just yesterday?
Yeah.
Holy crap, it's going to be a long week.
I know, right? It's only freaking Tuesday. I need summer to come again.
We've got a long weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was another potato incident. So
check it out. It's pretty funny. Actually, the way you played it was hilarious.
And in the process, like, half the picanha got overcooked and was medium well to well.
Because you were dealing with the potatoes and...
Yep.
That sucks.
Yeah. There were a couple of pieces. My parents got a couple of good pieces. And then I set the table, and my boys all took their steaks before I even, like, sat down. And so they got really nice cuts.
I was going to say, well played, boys. Well played.
Like medium rare. Mm-hmm. And I had this, like, medium well piece of garbage. That I was like, I'm, like, looking at my 4-year-old longing after his, like, and he loved it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are not going to be the, can I have my steak well done, please?
Yeah, that's good. That is good.
Oh. So, we both had cooks go awry.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, it was still a decent meal.
Yeah, it was good.
So,
good food. I also made those steak pops.
Yeah, you did.
Did I tell you about those? We talked about those on the last episode. I mean, there was very little...
Yeah, I don't remember why I was at your house, but I saw them while you were cooking them.
You brought me a sticker.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for that, by the way. Yeah, so we were at the store, and so I grabbed some steak, and I want to try it with chicken, and there was something else that we talked about last episode that I want to try. Yeah, pork. And I saw today somebody take pork and kind of do the same thing I did with steak, and I think that would be way better because steak's a little bit tougher. And pork, I feel like, especially this was pork belly, and it looked like, I mean, he rolled it up like a lollipop and just sprinkled some brown sugar, put it on a stick, and it looked really good. So
I know.
Anyway, they were okay. I wrapped it in bacon, learned a lot. I tried to use the Vortex on my Weber, and it just got so hot in the middle. My thought was, kind of do a reverse sear on everything. But that thing gets so hot that the bacon like would start on fire the second I put it over top of it, and it was like, oh man.
I've had my Vortex hot. I don't think I've ever had it as hot as you had that one going.
Yeah, it was screaming. So it was still really good, but I would probably. I'm excited to try something different because it didn't go as well. I tried to make a reel too, and my cameraman's 10, so it wasn't as good as he had hoped. He was kind of bummed. He was like, "Oh, I missed this, I missed that," but
hey, man, they gotta learn sometime.
Yep, absolutely. So. As do I. I don't think any of mine are much better. So,
yeah, Haley was helping me with the picanha, and she's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, and you think Charlie or Rob does?
Yeah,
like, just go for it. Like,
it can't be worse than what we've been posting. So,
yeah,
but. I say again, man, some of these accounts that we shout out and look at, like, we got to figure it out, man, because it looks really good.
I know.
But I'm just telling myself they pay somebody to come in and photograph everything. So.
Or they're at least, like, professionally trained instead of
the
hillbillies.
iPhone trained.
Yeah.
That's true. Good call. Well, what are we talking about, John?
Well, this will come out a few days before our long weekend.
Yep.
That long weekend is Labor Day.
And it is a much-needed respite.
Yep, so I thought first we would start with a little bit of history.
I'm excited.
Be a little educational here.
Heck yeah, man.
I mean, I also feel like we're old men now, so we have to teach something otherwise.
Yeah, there's got to be history involved. I'm excited.
Also, we didn't plan this, but does everyone like our...
Yeah, look at that setup.
Let us know if you'd like some merch.
Ooh.
We have talked about this, but given nobody comments on our Instagram...
Yeah, nobody answers our questions except for my wife.
Bruh. So...
whatever.
We could use some encouragement if people want merch.
Yeah.
We will go full in on the
We
merch.
will hand deliver it to you.
Oh, be careful. We've got people that listen in Germany.
Well, yeah, but Germans don't drink things, do they? They just use like
lager,
flagons or whatever they're called.
Steins.
Yes, that. I don't know what a flagon
I feel like this is it. Like.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, somebody in Germany wants a Stein with Fat Guys with Smokers sticker on it.
That would be an epic.
That would be sweet.
There would be some epic content there.
Yeah. Let us know, Germany. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
No. Anyways, Labor Day. Do you know when the first Labor Day was?
It seems like it's not as long ago as I originally thought. I'm going to say the 60s.
You would be wrong.
Dang it.
It was much longer ago.
Oh, really?
82.
Oh, I wasn't even close.
1882.
Like Industrial Revolution.
Industrial
time.
Revolution.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
It was organized by the Central Labor Union.
Okay.
The event included a parade and a festival in honor of workers and their contributions.
Really? Well,
Yep.
I feel silly. I was almost 100 years off.
And in 1894, it became a federal holiday observed on the first Monday of every September.
Are you serious? For some reason, I was thinking it wasn't that long ago. Very cool.
That was a minute ago.
That's fair. In the words of my boy Alan Jackson, God bless the working man. It's a great song.
That it is. Just kind of scrolling through here. The interesting thing that I thought about this as I went through and was kind of reading a bunch of different stuff and talking to ChatGPT about this.
Obviously.
Yep. Barbecues have been a central part of Labor Day since the very beginning.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Like community barbecues or like family or what?
It was a family gathering, like community picnics, barbecue, and also a Something that we haven't talked about a ton, that we could do a whole episode on this, is the potluck aspect of a barbecue.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty common to, if you go to a barbecue, you take something to share.
Right.
The host may do the meat,
Uh-huh.
but all of the sides and stuff come from a potluck.
Yeah. I like that.
So, fun fact, potlucks date back to the 1600s.
Really?
Yeah. They became popular in the United States because of Labor Day and the barbecues associated with it.
Huh.
But there's history of them all the way back to the 1600s.
Really? Here in America, or like what does potluck mean?
So the potluck came from, it was the luck of whatever you made in the pot.
Okay.
Like
I guess that makes sense.
That's where it that's where it came from in Europe. But yeah, I asked that question. Let's see. One of the earliest recorded instances of a potluck style meal is associated with Native American practice of giveaway feasts.
Really?
These feasts were held to celebrate important events and honor guests, and participants would bring food and other items to share with the community.
Huh. Native Americans, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Let's see. I'm trying to find where it was talking about the 1600s. But, yeah, so a little dash of history there.
There you go.
That I'm not a big union man.
Nor am I. Much
but-
to the chagrin of some of my fellow teachers.
Yeah, teachers' unions are a big deal.
It is a big deal. Yeah.
But we did get something good out of the unions.
Absolutely. And you know, one thing I was just thinking is Labor Day. I mean, you get excited about barbecuing, as you and I do, on Memorial Day. And then you almost feel guilty because you see all these things like it's more than just barbecues. Like there's a real meat. And it's like, yes, absolutely. 4th of July, same thing. It's like, no, people died. Like this is a serious Labor Day. It's a guilt-free excuse to barbecue, man.
It's a guilt-free excuse to do nothing all weekend. Like,
Absolutely.
I have earned this day off.
Yes, I am a laborer, and I will relax and eat deliciousness.
I say, as a corporate suit who sits in an office on Zoom calls all day.
I mean, listen.
It's not all roses.
Labor
people.
has changed. Okay, we don't all have to be coal miners to put in our dues now.
No. It's not all roses in the office. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't refill my Mountain Dew Zero for like 3 hours.
That's bullcrap, dude.
It ran out today, and I didn't have time to change it between meetings, and I almost cried.
That's unacceptable.
I know.
What are you cooking for Labor Day, John?
I'm scared to tell you because you were mad that I didn't tell you about it sooner.
I'm pretty pissed. I'm not gonna lie. We'll have words after this is over.
And the worst part is like I even called my dad while I was there.
Oh my gosh!
Like it was on Saturday. It was a traumatic day. Yeah, I got hit on the freeway.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you should tell us about that. What happened?
It was just stupid stop and go traffic, and somebody looked like they were on their phone, but guy in front of me stopped quick. I could have just slammed on my brakes, but I saw a really big truck behind me. I mean, I drive an F-150.
Mm-hmm.
This was a lifted 3/4 ton, and so instead of just slamming on my brakes, I went onto the shoulder, stopped basically next to the car that was in front of me to give an extra car length. And the guy behind me just followed me and crunched my bumper.
Bummer.
I mean, you've seen it. It's not terrible.
It isn't. I'd drive it.
It was surprising how much the estimate came back at.
Oh, I'll bet.
You want to guess?
Okay, so there was a hole in the bumper. Was the tailgate damaged at all?
Uh-huh.
$5,000.
Yeah, 4,600.
Are you serious? I thought I was way over. That's ridiculous. Jeez.
No, and they're not replacing the tailgate. Like, they're just going to try and pop it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's what insurance is for. And, like, it was a sucky thing that happened, but, like, the other guy was super cool. Like,
yeah, it sounded like
he
was
wasn't a
pretty
jerk. He
reasonable.
was like, he owned it. Like, so it was really good interaction.
Yeah, that's good.
But we did that. We had to go to the highway patrol, like, precinct, barracks, whatever it is, and they were hauling a guy in handcuffs and had his Hellcat they were impounding busy had run from the Brigham City police. And
Jeez. I-15's a scary place, man.
dude, it's so bad right now.
Yeah, all the
It's so
construction,
bad.
especially through that Ogden area, like,
Yeah. So,
bummer.
anyways, it was a stressful day, so I don't want to hear any crap about the fact that I forgot to call you.
All right.
But yeah, prime briskets were on sale at Costco. $10 off their package price.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I've got a brisket sitting in my fridge that I think I have to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It'd be weird if you didn't.
I mean, I could just freeze it and like hold it, but I think I'm going to do a brisket.
Nice.
I don't know what I'm
like
going to
it.
do with the brisket.
Yeah. All I've ever done, I love Holy Cow on a brisket, and that's basically what I use. Have you ever used anything different, or are you thinking of juicing it up some other way?
I've done garlic junkie. Did a la fajita. I've done just like a Dalmatian, like a salt and pepper, garlic. A Holy Cow's my favorite though. Like I always go back to Holy Cow.
Dude, I love all Malcolm Reed's stuff, and I've used his TX rub, and it's really good. It's just that salt and pepper garlic, just coarse grain. That Holy Cow though, something about it, it complements a brisket really well.
Yeah, it's
Any beef, I really like it on.
Yep. So I'll probably do that. We'll probably do brisket sandwiches on Labor Day. And then we'll eat brisket for a week,
Nice.
which there are worse things.
Yeah. That's not a hard life.
Yeah. I mean, Haley just sent me a clip. It was like an ad on Facebook or something. I didn't know this, but Meat Church has a partnership with Del Taco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for brisket, all sorts of stuff.
That's awesome.
So we'll do brisket tacos and nachos and loaded fries are a big thing apparently. I think I could get on board with that.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So
Ooh, that sounds really good, actually.
that and brisket hash on Sunday morning.
See, that's my go-to.
Oh,
Brisket, pulled pork, anything.
It's gonna be fast Sunday.
Boo. I mean, blessings and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope nobody's listening.
Well, judging by the responses I got on my question, nobody is. Except for Whitney. And she'll judge us. Bruh.
Oh.
That's awesome.
What about you? What are you cooking?
I've got some boneless, skinless thighs sitting in my fridge. And I'd kind of like to try that hot chicken sandwich.
Dude,
that you made.
So good.
Yeah. See, it sounds delicious, looks delicious. I think I might try that. We'll see. I don't know that my kids would really like it if it's too spicy. I know my wife won't try it, but I'm curious to see how it goes. So
I will try it.
All right.
It's so good, dude.
Is it?
So good.
I'm excited to just try something different, you know. I mean, I really like chicken thighs. Especially the boneless, like teriyaki, all that stuff. I love it. So
Yeah. I think I only and like his recipe is like you can marinate it for an hour up to 24 hours.
right.
You can ask Haley when you leave tonight. I mean, I did mine for like 4 or 5.
Uh-huh.
I didn't feel like it was like it definitely wasn't any spicier than a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Really? Do you think it probably gets spicier the longer you leave it in?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like, I kind of want to do one for 12 to 18. And
yeah.
I also didn't do as much hot sauce in the basting as he did.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do it again, or look at it again, do a little more research. But I think for right now, that's kind of my plan. We'll see what happens, though. I always go in like, oh, Labor Day weekend's going to be so relaxing. And then we end up just run from thing to thing. And so, anyway.
Yeah, it's never relaxing.
Yeah. Somebody once told me that if you ask, it was actually a comedian that I know. It's like if you ever ask somebody with kids when their favorite time of life is, they will say before they had kids or after their kids leave the house. There's like 20 years in there that they don't mention, and that's when kids are in the house. I mean, it's just busy. Like, kids are just involved with so much, and I mean, I love my kids. I wouldn't trade them for anything, but sometimes, like, I look at my brother, it's just him and his wife. They're not in school, and I'm just like, man, I think maybe we messed up. Like,
Dude,
that looks awesome.
we waited a while before we had kids. I mean, we'd been married 4 or 5 years.
Mm.
And dude, those first 4 or 5 years were awesome.
Yeah.
Like, we had a dog a couple years in, but
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, like, man, we just picked up and we went and we did whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted.
Oh,
and
man, seriously.
it was fantastic.
That was a good time.
Especially when we were both out of school and we were both working, like, and it felt like we had real money.
Yeah. See, we had kids, or we had Damon before we finished school, so we were always just schoolwork, kid. And it was...
Yeah. So our 4-year-old started preschool this year. So he goes for 2.5 hours now. And Haley, like, went and got her hair cut and, like, stopped by my office today and was like...
Had time to do things.
Yeah, we were, like, joking. She's like, I kind of love it. She was all worried she was going to be sad and miss him and, like, not know what to do. And she's like, it's been 10 years since I've had any time to myself.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so super excited for her to have that chance.
Yeah, that's good.
But fully support the that Mexican chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I am going to give it a shot. We'll see. My plans always change. I always have these grand ideas, and we run out of time, and I end up just grilling it up. But either way, it'll be delicious.
That's the easy one, though. Like, as long as you can get it in the marinade for a little bit of time, and, like, it's not like it's a hard marinade. It's put your chicken in a bag with the stuff from a can.
Right. That's true.
So,
yeah, I think I might give it a try. We'll see.
Yep. You want to introduce a new segment to the show now that school's back in session?
What do you mean? I think I know what you mean, but I don't want to botch it.
No, it's exactly that. We were just talking about this in the car as we went to fill up our drinks before we recorded tonight. Is it inappropriate to take bets on things that'll happen in your classroom this year?
See, I'm not against it. I announced for a football game once, and some of the teachers that I work with gave me a list of words, and they said, if you can work these words into your announcing, we'll give you like a drink or something. We should do something like that, like work these words into regular conversation, or see when a student is going to do this or something.
Yeah.
Just use my students as pawns. I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
I have no ideas, but it sounds awesome.
I mean, all the ones that I've thought of are just kind of cruel to the kids. Like, are we going to go over under 45 days before a student cries in your classroom?
Probably under. I'm not going to lie. Some of them, I'm already getting there. I'm ready to make them cry.
Mike's going under on the cry.
Yeah.
Need to get like a whiteboard of...
We should make a bunch of stuff. That's a good idea. All right. We've got homework.
Okay. This week's question if anyone's listening and would like us to bet on something that's going to happen in Mike's class,
Yeah,
let us know. He teaches high school mathematics
I do. I do indeed.
to freshmen, sophomores.
I've got
And a senior
two classes of freshmen and then juniors and seniors.
Okay.
So I kind of got everybody except for the sophomores. But
Which, let's be honest, they're not the group you want to spend time with anyway.
they get forgotten a lot. They're used to it, so it's fine.
Okay.
So, anywho.
What about cell phone rings? Does that happen a lot in class?
Oh, yes, I hate it so much. Cell phones are I just saw an article that one school district has banned cell phones. Like the kids come in, put them in that zipper pouch, and just hand them in. And it looks so awesome. But there is no way we could get away with it here.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Can you imagine all the Karens at the school breaking the door down so they can get a hold of their kid in the middle of math class?
Like, how many times did the phone ring today?
I had at least 3, but there's a bunch of buzzes. So
you
know
had
if we count that.
3 audibles.
Yeah.
3 audibles. It's a holiday weekend coming up. 3 and 5, 15. I'm going to go, you're going to have at least 17 total this week.
All right. I'll take the under.
You can go under on 17.
Yeah, because I'm going to start cracking down. Just so I can win this bet.
You can't change your
I'm
behavior.
changing everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well,
I like
so
it.
next time, 17.
Okay. I'll keep a tally.
All right. Until next time. I'm John.
I'm Mike.
This is Fat Guys with Smokers. Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.